Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the modern qualifier here at Game Castle in Ankeny, hosted by Game Castle and put on by OCM MTG, our old cranky man. We are in round 5 today. I'm here with Blake as ever.
Hello.
We've got a return here of a player, Chris, on Temur Rhinos, and a familiar deck with a different pilot. Now we've got Wes on Yawgmoth. Yoggers. Oh, dude, Yoggers. Get a little punchy.
Oh, Red Bull's up.
Oh, yeah.
LFG.
LFG Wes. Getting some Wes love.
I'm really interested to see how this goes. I think this will be a good match.
I think so. Wes has the ability to deal with creatures in a non-1-for-1 interaction.
Yes, absolutely.
The issue is that Chris is going to be pressuring his life total pretty quickly.
Right, which makes it hard to activate Yawgmoth repeatedly.
Correct. Yeah, Yawg is at its best when you are at a higher life total than your opponent.
Yeah, nice healthy life total.
Yeah, and there's a lot of variation in this deck. We talked about it earlier. Geralf's Messenger, or and funny enough, Luke not on Geralf's Messenger. He said it was just too hard to cast.
Too hard to cast. Interesting.
Yeah.
So is he playing the Blood Artist?
He is playing a Blood Artist. That's correct. Yeah. Whereas Wes, I don't know what he is on. He could be on Geralf's Messenger. I don't think there's a wrong build. I think it's just whatever you're comfortable with. I think if you're on Geralf's Messenger, you're probably playing an Urborg or 2.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. They're touching cards sensually, gently.
So Chris going to get started off with a Ketria Triome.
Yeah.
Wes
Into a
was just a
Scalding
Blooming
Tarn.
Marsh. He'll pass back. Here's a Scalding Tarn.
Now Chris has perfect mana.
Looks like he's going to pause him in his upkeep. So will this be icing
It'll
down
be
the Blooming
icing.
Marsh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Wes not having a turn 1 play there is really going to set him back. Because Chris is going to be able to ice his land. And he's already tapping it. Presuming Wes doesn't have a 1 mana play that he's drawn into now, this is going to set him back pretty significantly.
Yeah, it is. And then next turn we'll have Rhinos coming.
Exactly. This is a stellar play for Chris, who has played this deck so much.
Yep. Said it once, said it 100 times. Rhino's best tempo deck.
Oh,
in
and Charlotte's
formats.
Agent too.
Look, here's 10 power. What
Yep.
are you going to do about it?
This is the fastest I've ever seen a Rhino come out, I think. Like
What are we, 2 or 3 minutes into this
yeah,
round?
yeah, I'm not talking about turns. I mean like speed with which it's come out, because he time walked Wes there.
I don't know. He did time walk him. I don't know. Our round, was it round 2 feature match? Was over in about 6 minutes.
Yeah.
That was also Chris.
Modern fast format.
Very fast. Yeah, absolutely.
He's just so good at piloting this deck, and it shows. Like, he knows how to play against different decks. I think the most interesting matchup that we saw in the last tournament was him playing against the Creativity deck, where they were both like facing, like they were both playing on sort of the same axis.
It was a lot of posturing.
Very
it was
much.
very, very, very good matchup.
Very legacy-ish. Let's see what Wes has.
So
here.
Wes won an RCQ last weekend.
He did. Mono green.
Yes.
Yeah, so you gotta. Oh, this is an interesting inclusion here. This is the generous innkeeper, prosperous innkeeper.
Prosperous innkeeper. Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna make a treasure
And then he'll get to play his Strangle Root
and
next.
gain a life off the innkeeper. So now he's going to lose a decent amount of life, 8 life. But this is sort of what Wes, hopefully, if he can come back and stabilize from this, get some amount of removal. Because he can't attack in with the Sharpless Agent. He'll just lose it to the guy, to the Ghosty Boy.
Yep.
The good Ghosty Boy. But the Rhino's very hard to deal with. Oh my gosh, and another Shardless Agent.
Yeah, so Tommy just pointed out that the life gain from Prosperous Innkeeper is the most important part about it.
Correct.
It kind of acts like the back half of Blood Artist. Yeah, it acts like the back half.
Which is
of
the most
Blood
important
Artist
part in this deck.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Then you just kind of just gonna go infinite with Yawgmoth.
It's funny. We saw nuns of this deck
In the last tournament.
Yeah,
Zacho was playing it, but he dropped pretty early.
Yeah. And this tournament, we've seen 2 people on it, and it's performed admirably.
Absolutely.
Not every deck is playing the Prosperous Innkeeper. I don't know if that's correct. I kind of love that card. Probably a little too late here. Wes being on the draw and then getting
having
iced.
20 power in play on turn 4 is pretty
Insane. Yeah. Wes being on the draw hurts. What kind of sideboard tech are we looking at here? Are we just looking to Thoughtseize? Like, are we looking to strip cards from hand?
I don't know. I think we need to turn off his ability to cascade if that's an option.
Punishment is a good sideboard card.
So punishment,
Crime and Punishment.
Crime and Punishment.
Punishment lets you 2 mana destroy basically every artifact or every token in play. You can actually cast Crime off of a bird.
Oh, so this is just 2 mana destroy all rhinos.
Correct.
Interesting.
And this card comes in a lot.
I like it.
Yeah, this card is a great sideboard card. I saw this card see some play in like a Jund list and an Abzan lists where they're like comfortable playing both sides of it.
Okay.
And this, I don't think you play the Crime very often, but the Punishment is basically a one-time. The enchantment you can pop for X.
Oh, Engineered Explosives.
Yeah, EE or there's the green-black enchantment.
Yeah, Pernicious Deed.
Pernicious Deed. Yeah, so you don't need any of the setup on this one. It just goes immediately and it blows up all their rhinos. It does sort of... You almost want them to commit more to the board, which pressures your life total a little bit more. But the more value you can get out of it, the better. Unfortunately, it also doesn't necessarily turn Chris's tech off. Like, it's a one-time removal.
I think Chris's biggest upgrade here is going to be Endurance.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. So as far as sideboard cards, Chris hasn't been playing the Endurances in the main. He is playing on the side, but he will bring in a full, I'm sure, 3 copies of it.
So according to New Bordy in the chat, thanks New Bordy, last they were aware Wes had a Shieldred in his sideboard, which does seem okay in the matchup.
Yeah, it's only 4 mana. So easily castable. You can Eldritch Evolution into it.
It makes Chris's like grindier games a little bit worse, right?
Yeah, and it's a 4/5, so it can eat a rhino.
It can eat all of the rhinos. Yeah. That's very relevant.
Yeah, having that 5th toughness, just
Shieldred, just the best card ever, right?
Shieldred de Apocalypse. So yeah, big booty Shieldred, the thickest lady. And she's also going to help bolster life totals.
Yep.
Which is really... Not a lot of decks care about their life totals as much as Yawgmoth does. Which is because it's utilizing its life total in a much more active way. Where, like, mostly in Modern, life totals represent fetch lands, represent shocks. In this deck, it represents activations of one of the most powerful card in your deck.
Yep.
And in that sense... You want to be able to do it as much as possible, and until you get a loop going or the combo pieces for it, you're just drawing 1 card at a time.
So here is a Gemstone Cavern. It's going to take the play back for Chris. Here.
This is probably the best card in Chris's sideboard.
Yep, you board it in every time
Correct.
you're on the draw.
Yeah, and sometimes he just mulligans to it also.
When you have it, you get to be on the play.
How many copies of this do you think he has in his sideboard?
I believe there's 2 copies in the main, 1 copy in the side.
It's just the one in the side now.
He doesn't have the copies in the main deck?
I don't believe so.
Oh, interesting.
I think he pulled them out. He might have them in the main. I saw only 1 in the side, but I'm like, this card's insane every time you open the game with it on the play.
Right, because you're just trying to get to 3 mana.
Yeah, and you don't care going down a card.
Absolutely not.
And now he has the ability to brace and borrow this, which he wouldn't be able to do otherwise.
Yep.
And this is that same tempo swing with the ice.
Yep.
that bought him the turn that he needed.
Here's
to
a
deploy.
time walk. This is a Thoughtseize.
This is what I was talking about, bringing it in.
Yeah, I think Thoughtseize is pretty good in the matchup. So Thoughtseize, I would imagine, going to take care of this violent outburst.
Yeah, I think you have to. I don't think he wants to. He would much rather take the endurance.
You can play around endurance. You can also just play a fair game of Magic.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Stringer Root guy swings in. Did you know that, bud?
It does. Has haste.
Has haste. And here we're just suspending it.
Going to suspend a Crashing Footfalls.
That's
here.
the correct move, I think. We've seen this card suspended so many times.
Well, if you have it in hand,
Yeah, you have.
there's only one thing you can do with it.
Well, you can pitch it to an endurance,
I suppose.
but you don't want to.
Grist is going to come down and make a bug. Excellent time to resolve a Grist. There's no threat.
Correct.
There's no threat of Rhinos coming in at instant speed. There's no threat of Rhinos on the next turn, unless Chris draws one of his Cascade spells.
Yep. Grist, the second best creature in the deck. Yeah, there was a
And
judge call.
You can see the Shieldred, the Apocalypse, in the graveyard now. It got milled to that Grist activation. Unfortunate. Eldritch Evolution also going to hit the bin.
Yeah.
Here's an Ignoble Hierarch. He's going to pass back.
There was a judge call in a game against Yawgmoth. It wasn't against Wes, where Hallowed Moonlight. It doesn't stop Grist from coming in off of a Court of Calling.
Things get kind of weird.
Yeah, on what is and isn't a creature.
Right.
Because Grist is a creature up until it comes into play, and Hallowed Moonlight doesn't stop it from actually hitting. Like, there's that threshold of what is and isn't trying to come into play,
right?
And what is and isn't a creature.
Weirdo creatures. Here's a Violent Outburst.
Yeah, we got a Rhinos. Is this end of turn?
I believe this is end of
Yeah.
turn, yes.
Just, would you like to see the cards? What is so covering up the Iggy with that with the Crashing Footfalls there.
No, maybe we needed to read it.
Ace 2/4/4 Rhinos with trample. It's very good. It's interesting that this card is so good, but not monetarily super valuable.
It's the reason why anything that was printed in Modern Horizons 2 is worthless is because so much Modern Horizons 2 has been opened.
Modern Horizons 1.
Oh, Crashing Footfalls is from Modern Horizons 1.
Correct. Yeah. It was. I remember opening this in a limited for Modern Horizons 1 and going, I can't cast this. I was on I think I was on like blue black or something. Like that limited environment was so good.
Oh, in a league, you mean?
Oh yeah.
Here's a Hapatra.
Vizier of Poisons, not Vizier of Remedies. Different card. 2/2 for 2, makes snakes, hot snakes. This really works well with Yawgmoth.
Yeah, it just lets you go wide every time you activate it.
And the snakes have Death Touch, notably. So
Pretty good against Rhinos.
yes, like they may get in for 3, but the Rhino's eating the dirt.
Yep.
Yeah. In this case, Wes sort of has an extra turn. He's at what, 16 life there? 18?
He has, I believe he's at 18.
He's at a pretty healthy life total.
Yep, here comes a Yawgmoth.
Okay. So yeah, this is exactly what Wes wanted. So he's going to be able to pay 1 life, sack that, make a snake, and he's just flipping it over to represent a snake. Draw a card.
Turn my token into a token.
Yeah. It's going to do it again. Yeah, it doesn't matter who you put it on. You're going to block with your 1/1 Death Touchers. And I'm pretty sure he's tapped out now, but he could sack Iggy, do another one.
You can just keep sacking the tokens.
Oh, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sack the snake, make another.
You sack the snake, put a -1/-1 counter on, make another snake.
Yeah, why is he not doing this? I didn't even realize that it went that crazy. That goes ham.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's basically just what's your life total, and in this case, losing that life, you were going to lose it anyway, right?
Right.
From the Rhinos attacking.
Yeah. I think
Chris
it's
going,
because like he can get more value out of him attacking and doing it in combat.
Yep.
So you might as well just wait.
Yeah, you
like
wait.
he's tapped out. He doesn't have any mana to spend. So it's probably best if he just lets his opponent, gives him an opportunity to misplay. I don't think he's losing
Yeah.
anything from that.
No.
Chris has his Murktides in the main deck.
Yeah. He likes a Murktide. So Wes sort of in the pilot seat here, right? This is his game to make decisions on. And interestingly, he could shrink he can just kill the Rhinos straight up, just pay 1 life per activation, and he would have lost that off of the trample damage anyway. And in this case, he just gets to draw a card instead. So instead of losing, oh my god, this is absolutely insane. He made it a 1/1. He's blocking with his 2/2. And he could just block with the 2/1 Yawgmoth or the 2/4 Yawgmoth. Oh, he's not blocking. Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
Maybe keeping one of them.
Yeah.
Around. Maybe keeping one of them around so he has something to put -1/-1 counters on.
So he's going to suspend another Crashing Footfalls here. This is a hard spot for Chris now. I'm not saying he's out, right? Chris is very good at piloting.
Well,
this deck.
if he untaps and goes to combo here, Chris can have a Brazen Borrower or a Mystical Dispute to break things up.
There's a lot of ways that he can play around this. So, special art.
I think that's the Blood Artist.
Okay, yeah, we're scooping it up now. That is the last combo piece. There was no way that Chris was resolving anything.
Yep, all he needed to go infinite there was either a Blood Artist or a Prosperous Innkeeper.
Yeah, and pull up the special art on that.
Oh, this is an Arena Blood
Oh
Artist.
no,
That's not what we wanted.
there it is. That's the one he has. Not my favorite. I've got this is. Let's see here.
You got the Secret Lair one.
Yeah, this is my Blood Artist. It was the first Secret Lair I ever bought.
Oh, sure.
Because, I mean, look at me. A fan of traditional tattoo art.
It is a tattoo Secret Lair, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Yawgmoth Nexus, Eternal Witness,
Spell Pierce. Pithing Needle, Blood Artist. It's all like piercing and
That's back when Secret Lairs was 5 good cards.
Yes. and I believe it was like $20.
Yeah.
And yeah, that Yawgmoth Nexus is now worth like $70 or $75.
Sick.
Yeah, it's Yawgmoth Nexus is worth a ton of money now. But what was I gonna do? Not get it? Have you seen me?
Yeah, I do have FOMO for that one. I didn't buy that one.
I know.
Wish I would have.
The card I play the most is the Eternal Witness, though.
Yeah.
I adore that card.
Yeah.
That art is beautiful.
I do love an Eternal Witness with not bigot art.
Yeah. Yeah, no turfs here. Luckily, we have a lot of options now.
Yeah. For sure.
Go into game 3 here. Wow, right? Like,
Yeah, this is the first game 3 we've seen all day.
blessings. Blessings upon
The
them.
first game 3.
Are both these gentlemen 3-1 today?
These guys are. I don't know.
I think they're both 3-1. And we're pitching. Going to 6.
Looks like we're both gonna take a mulligan.
Yeah, as you do.
Yes, these are both 3-1s. There was
Okay.
only one 4-0 table, and they ID'd.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah.
There's like.
Yeah. So they're able to draw into the top 8, and that was. Mill,
creativity and Mill.
Mill and 5-color creativity.
Mill
So-
player we were talking to right before the
Yeah,
actual
he
tournament
was
started.
one of the first players that was here. Loves
We're
his
hanging
Mill
out.
deck.
He's so good at it. Apparently,
Let's go.
Guy is a real champ at it.
Yeah, Modern rewards you for knowing your deck. And
I
knowing the
love
format,
that.
So
I love that. Any format that rewards you for
being faithful to an archetype.
over deck choice.
Yep.
Like instead of trying to pick the best deck for the meta.
Yeah.
Like I believe if you rolled into a Modern event with anything other than Tron, you would struggle.
Absolutely.
But if you rolled in with Tron, you were probably going to top 8.
Well, I don't know about top 8.
I think you could.
It gives me a little bit of advantage just because I know how the deck works.
Yeah, like misplays are a real thing, especially at this level.
Right.
And the more you know a deck, the less you misplay.
Right.
And
It's those little things.
you take advantage of the games of the board states of understanding what you're looking for, what opening hands you can really utilize.
Knowing what to mulligan and how to sideboard
Exactly.
is very important.
That's the kind of thing that I love about
Looks
these modern
like
decks.
both players are going to keep 6. We're off to the races here. A Misty
What
Rainforest.
land is it?
from
Is that a
Chris.
Misty?
Yes, that is a Misty Rainforest from Chris. That is one of the expeditions.
Oh, okay.
The second generation. Expeditions
Gotcha.
2.0.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got a Horizon Canopy of that. And I love that card.
Yeah.
So we do have a turn 1 play.
That's a young wolf.
This is my favorite card in the deck. It's not close.
Young wolfo.
So Blake and I played Pauper for a long time back
Lot
in the
of
day,
Pauper.
and this was my favorite card to play.
Mono green stomp.
Whenever I played it, I always said it's my rap name. I'm young wolf. For the record, I was much younger then. I'm
true.
38 now.
True.
You really the years just pile on, folks.
They do.
Magic's an old game. We've been
As
playing
they
since
are
we were
wont.
little kids. Young Wolf, great turn 1. Like
I agree.
it's hard. Like I think I would rather play this over even like an Ignoble Hierarch, because turn 2 Iggy, you get to swing in for 2.
Right.
We're gonna fire it.
I dare you to fire.
Or we're icing. We're icing it. Yeah, icing the land.
Oh, interesting.
And we're getting in.
Getting in for
Ooh,
one.
baby.
Yep, just keeping him off of.
Yeah, that's what ice is for. Yeah, he's on the play this game, so didn't have to use the Gemstone Mine. Or the...
Right, that's one of those cards you just get a side in and out,
Yeah.
depending on whether you're on the play or draw.
So we do have the turn 3 Rhinos happening. Sort of to be expected.
That is what the deck does.
With 2 full play sets of 3 mana
Cascade spells.
spells, you never don't have it.
Right.
So Violent Outburst probably the best of them. Second best is the Sharpless Agent.
I think they're pretty close. Like,
Being
the
having
difference
power.
between a 3-turn clock and a 2-turn clock is negligible.
Right.
Like, I think they're pretty close.
Okay. I will say
Having them at instant speed with Violent Outburst is pretty good, but also just putting 10 power into play on one turn is very good
Wall
as
of
well.
Roots coming in, it can block it.
Wall of Roots, casting a second copy of Wall of Roots.
One of those Wall of Roots can block a Rhino.
It can and does die. However,
No, it's an 05.
we can court for 2 now.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you can court for 4, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can court for 5.
He only has access to 5 mana.
Oh, no, court for 3.
Court for 2.
Oh, court is triple black, that's right. Or triple green.
Yeah.
Jeez. But no, the 05 wall can block a Rhino. There's an 04 and an 05.
Oh, it's an 05. I was thinking it was an 04.
No, they come in as 05s, man. Those things are beefy on the back.
Big old wall.
Big old booty.
Big old wall of roots.
Thick as Shieldred. Oh my god.
Here's a Violent Outburst.
It's going to kill the wall now.
It is. It is thick as Shieldred. It is going to kill the wall. That's unfortunate.
This is sort of the reason I don't like Violent Outburst. Being able to do this at instant speed is not fair.
I think it's okay for this deck to be good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't like the card. Like, I'm allowed to not like a card.
You are.
Yeah.
You have agency over.
I
your
do
own
have
life.
agents. Yeah, I think the deck is still good even without it, but it's not going anywhere. Like, let's be honest, they're
Right.
not banning this card. Violent Outburst is going to be around for a while. There's ways to play around this deck, and there are decks that play very well against this deck.
Mm-hmm.
The big issue is that Chris is very good at playing this deck,
It's not. That is true.
and he mulliganed appropriately. He finds the right cards consistently. Wes needs an answer, and he needs it now.
I'm not sure there is a way to get out of this. So being at 12 life and facing down 18 power from my opponent, 16 of that having trample, what can we reasonably do with 5 mana?
Well, you can cast Yawgmoth. Like that's probably the most powerful thing, right?
You can cast Yawgmoth, but what does that accomplish?
Good question.
Casting Yawgmoth does not get you out of this, I'm afraid.
Shieldred?
Shieldred blocks one of them, and then you take, what, like 13 from trample? You're still dead.
You'll take you have enough blockers because Shields is a 4/5. It'll eat one of the Rhinos.
Yep.
There's
14 more power.
2 doesn't have trample.
2 of it does not have trample.
And you can block and eat one of the, and you can soak up one of the blockers with the Yawgmoth.
Okay.
For 1.
So you're
And
taking
go-
7.
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll put you down to 5.
Correct.
Assuming your opponent doesn't do anything,
Uh-huh.
you get to untap with Shieldred in play. Gain
A
2
Yawgmoth.
life.
Yep.
Okay.
You'll have a Yawgmoth with a +1/+1 counter. You'll still have your Wall of Roots.
And then presumably have 5 mana.
Yeah.
So Shieldred does give you another draw step, although I
Correct.
don't know that it's good enough to get you out of this game.
Probably not. It's a hard ask. Chris really jumped off the starting line here. Yeah, crime punishment. Punishment would be great.
According to new boardy, punishment is out.
Do we? Woof. This is a rough spot for Wes. He's not out of the tournament, notably.
No, likely going to make top 8.
Yeah. He just needs to. He'll be 3-2 through this, and all he has to do is do a win and in next round.
Yes, this is a win and in, and he will have a win and in next round
Correct.
as well.
Having 6 rounds in a tournament is really nice for these players that get to the top tables.
Yep.
Because they get multiple win and ins, a lot of opportunities to make it. And we don't see a lot of IDs, which is nice. We see like 1 ID in this round, which is in a 40 person tournament. That is not a lot. Oh, man.
Punishment is an out.
Yeah. Oh, it is an out.
I
Yeah.
took that statement literally.
Yeah, punishment is a sorcery though. So
Punishment
if he's
is an
passed to his opponent, yeah, this is that's probably game unless he has something to do. Okay, are we courting?
We can cord for 3-4 here.
Okay, so we're courting.
Yeah, we're cording
Okay.
for 4. Okay.
We're gonna get a shielded problem. Oh no, you can't block. Does he have a counter spell? Oh, we're doing it. So we're courting for 4.
Dead Gone can bounce whatever he gets. So he's got 8 that goes unblocked, and then he's gonna trample for 3 more. So right now he's taking 9.
which is not dead. 3, not 0.
It's true.
And I don't know how much Chris is leaning on counter magic here.
He has a Fire Ice in his hand. I
Yeah.
believe I saw another copy of Violent Outburst.
If he goes to 3, if he has double fire in hand, he gets to fire him twice.
Oh, that's true.
And that's game. Okay.
It's just going to be a
Double
concession.
fire in hand. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Great game.
Chris
Great
will be
match.
locked for the top 8 now.
Excellent.
And then
Wes has got a win in.
Wes has got another win in, another
Yep.
chance next round. Which will be round 6, the final round of Swiss.
Before top 8.
Coming at you after this break.
Woo, thanks everybody. Be right back.